Hello friends, welcome back to my kitchen for another quick, fun, yummy, easy recipe. Today we're going to be making garlic rosemary chicken with roasted vegetables. It's a super simple dish, but it has a ton of flavor. So, let's get started with the ingredients list. The ingredients needed for this is 2 chicken breasts, 6 ounces of carrots, 1 sweet potato, 5 Yukon Gold potatoes, 1½ teaspoons of rosemary, a 1/4 cup red onion, 2 cloves of garlic, 3/4 tablespoon chicken stock concentrate, 1 tablespoon flour, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 1 tablespoon of butter, some sea salt, and some pepper. Now we are going to start our prep by cutting the onions, and we just want to cut these into just small little pieces, kind of finely chop them until you get about I'd say a 1/4 cup of finely chopped onions in little pieces just like that. And then we're going to take the rest of the onion and we are just going to cut it into thin little slices just like this, so that we have all these little kind of onion strings that we're going to add to our mixture later, just like that. Now, moving on. So once you have peeled the skin off the carrots and trimmed the ends off, you're going to want to take your knife and cut the carrots into 1/2-inch diagonal slices, just like this. Now we cut them diagonally because it allows more of the surface of the carrot to reach the heat, which makes it cook faster. Plus it also allows more of the spices and things like that you'll put on the carrots to soak in and reach more of the carrot than if it was just in a round piece. So we cut them diagonally like this for that reason. Moving on to potatoes, we are using Yukon Gold potatoes. And these are a cross between the South American yellow potato and the North American white potato. And it has a really good consistency for use in all kinds of recipes. They're good for mashing and frying and sauteing. Really good for all types. And you're going to cut these into about 1/2-inch cubes, just like this right here. It doesn't have to be exact, but just some 1/2-inch cubes. Then you are going to want to do exactly the same thing with the sweet potato. Just go ahead and slice it up there into about 1/2-inch cubes. And notice I don't do anything fancy with it. I just chop away to get these little squares. And then you're going to put those aside with the carrots and move on to the rosemary leaves. So you're going to take these little strips of rosemary and you're going to pull the leaves off of them, just like this. Get all the leaves off the twigs, and then you're going to take those little leaves and chop them up into fine little pieces. Just get them into, and again, nothing perfect. Just get them into small little pieces. We're going to use those for some flavoring in our mixture. And then you're going to want to turn your oven on to 450 degrees and let that oven heat up. While that's heating up, add your carrots, potatoes to a tray, and then just kind of drizzle some vegetable oil over that. Just sort of, you don't have to douse them, just get a little bit on all the vegetables. And then once you get your vegetable oil on there, you'll want to just season it a little bit with some sea salt, as well as some pepper. And this is just done for taste. I use a lot of pepper because I like the spice. And then you're going to take about a 1/2 teaspoon of your chopped up rosemary leaves and just sprinkle those on. And then you're going to stick that tray in the oven and let it cook for about 15 minutes. Now we use fresh garlic to cook with because fresh garlic has a much stronger and better taste than the prepackaged garlic that you get in a can or a jar or something like that. And it also has a little heat to it. The fresh garlic has a little spice, and we like spicy. So to use this, you're just going to peel off the skin like this, and there could be a fancier way to do this. I just use my fingernails. but you want to peel off the skin until you get to that nice white shiny center. And when you get there, it looks really pretty, just like this right here. And then your piece of garlic is ready to use in whatever manner you want to use it in. For this recipe, we are going to chop it into just fine little pieces. And I don't use a food processor or anything like that. I just use a knife and I cut it into thin little shards. And then I take those thin little shards and I cut them into even thinner little shards until I get the fine small size pieces that I want. Wash your chicken, and then when it's washed, you want to pat it dry. And we pat protein because it makes it brown more evenly instead of steaming the meat. So pat it dry, and then you want to just season it with some pepper. And again, I use lots of pepper because I like spice. And some sea salt. And then you're going to take that tablespoon of flour and sprinkle it. Just get both sides coated with flour and salt and pepper. Really good. I like to rub it in, make sure it sticks. And then you are going to take a pan, put it over medium-high heat, and heat up some oil, and add your chicken to it. And you're going to cook the chicken on both sides about 5 to 6 minutes for both sides. Now at the end of 15 minutes, when your tray comes out, you want to go ahead and add your onions to it. And I've put a little oil and salt and pepper on these onions as well, and just scattered them across the mixture, and then stick it back in the oven for another 15 minutes. While that's cooking, you want to use your chicken pan and add your garlic and the rest of your chopped up onions, as well as the rest of your rosemary leaves, and season it a little bit more with some salt and pepper. And then you want to just kind of mix that around. Do that for about 2 minutes. And once that is done, you'll see here that I have actually added the stock concentrate to a 1/4 cup water, and I'm going to mix that in there. And once you put that in there, you want to reduce the heat down to a simmer and stir it for about 2 to 3 minutes until it starts getting thick. Once it does start getting thick, you can then turn the heat off, and you're going to add a tablespoon of butter and just mix that butter around until you get this nice little creamy mixture going on. And then you're about ready to serve. So at the end of that second 15-minute round, you're going to take your vegetables out, put them on the plate, slice up your chicken into strips, and then just add that buttery mixture on top of the chicken to give it a little extra flavor as well as a little juice, and you are done. Look at that. Garlic rosemary chicken for everyone to go around. Super tasty, super tasty. Look at that. Doesn't it look good? Yummy, yummy, yummy garlic rosemary chicken. I hope that you liked that prep. It's super simple, like I said, but super flavorful, especially with all the garlic and the onions and things like that. So I do hope that you did like the video. If you did, just click that like button to let YouTube know that you liked the video. And also, while you're at it, click the subscribe button. That will subscribe you to the channel, and you'll be notified when new videos upload, which are usually about every 3 to 4 days. So I want to thank you for watching again, and we will see you next time.